How's it going, everyone? So we're out here to cut some firewood today, and we got some exciting stuff. We went to the saw shop yesterday. We got Kelsie a 28-inch light bar for the 441. This year she's gonna be running chainsaw a lot more. I kind of wanted to get her a little bit shorter of a bar, and luckily they had a steel light bar. So we're gonna get that put on the saw today, and she will be running that this season. It's a lot cheaper than going and buying a brand new saw, and like I said before, we're not rich people, so I can't just go and pick up a new saw whenever we feel the want to go buy one. So yeah, any words, Kels?
Very exciting. He surprised me because he's on the phone and he was kind of being not specific about it on the phone, and I was like, what is he doing? Then he goes, well, we got a 28-inch bar, and I was like, oh, okay, for what? And then he told me, so it's definitely a surprise to me. So
yeah, she can handle the 32, but it's too long, especially for a beginner. That, and it's a little bit heavier, so we went with the shorter bar and lighter. I've never ran a light bar on any of my saws. I've just ran the well, just a regular bar, I guess. So we're gonna get that put on, and also I'm gonna do a short clip on how I address my bars. There's a few people wondering how to keep your bars dressed if you don't have a bar rail grinder or anything like that. The tool I use is just a little simple file, 90-degree file that I ordered off Amazon for like $12. It works great, keeps your bar cutting straight. Poplar Ridge, go check him out on YouTube. He's got some homesteading videos and stuff, so this is kind of for him and to show him how I, or anyone else, to show anyone else that how I keep my bar rails cutting good. So anyway, we're gonna get busy, get Kelsie's bar put on the 441.
ooh, it's cold.
So, now that she's got a new saw, that means I get a new saw. So here's the steel light bar, obviously made by Stihl, and what it is, well, I'm sure a lot of you know, but they cut out a section of this bar and fill it. I'm not sure what they fill the steel bars with. I know a lot of them use like a high resin or real strong epoxy or resin or something to make a lighter bar. These are my favorite wedges. I found some yesterday at the saw shop. These are double taper wedges, and they have the barbs on the back to help keep from pulling out of the, or shooting out of the stump. I use the red and white wedges, the K&H. I really like those. They're a really durable wedge. I found that these steel wedges, they're not so durable, but they work. I mean, this was all I could buy at the time. This one my dad gave to me, and it was, I think it was the same size as this one, but the very first tree I went to wedge over with it, I stuck it in a tree, and I barely even tapped it, and it busted off. So shortened it up, and then I put some slits in it to help hold or bite into the tree. But right now it's a good wedge. I really like the real thick wedges. This is a bar rail file. I picked this up on Amazon for like 12 bucks. The new ones are green, I think. But what I do is I'll pull the bar off and I'll stand it on end like this. I put it in a vise and it didn't really work that good. So I stand it on end like this, put it on there, make sure I'm flush. Go ahead and come on in here, Kels. Right up in here. Make sure you're up against your bar, and then you just drag. I like dragging it downward. Another thing I like to do is I'll take a black Sharpie and I'll color the top of this, and that, what that does, it allows you to see what side, what rail is not getting filed, and you just keep working it down until both lines disappear. Do both sides. When I'm changing out a chain and stuff like that, I will go ahead and run that down at once on them. So here's what I do with this bar rail file. You do need to loosen this up and scoot it out, because if you have it pushed all the way in, I found it only catches one side. So loosen it up, I scoot it out a bit, sure people are gonna try and beat me up if I was gonna do that to that brand new bar. But no, I just run it down. This one's pretty good. You'll feel if it's wore. I've done this one to this bar. I mean, it's pretty good, but you'll really feel it bite if one side is wore further than the other. And another thing I like to do is I'll run this down this edge, because you get a rolled edge on this a lot. So I'll set the file like this and just go down, take that burr off of there, do it to all sides. But like I said, this bar is in pretty good condition. This saw has ran through the firewood and, well, cutting timber. It's well used, I will say that, but it runs good.
It got breezy up here. It's a little chilly now.
I've had people tell me, you know, when they don't know or anything like that, oh, your bar's upside down when you flip-flop your bars. And I flip-flop them all the time just to get even wear. One thing about these West Coast dogs is they keep your saw upright. Again, clean it out. I'm excited to feel the difference. I haven't had a 28-inch bar on this saw in a long time. Well, since I bought it from my dad. That's all he used to run. He always said he didn't need a 32-inch bar till I bought one and put on his saw, and he ran this saw. We were cutting firewood and he goes, oh man, that's so nice not having to bend over as far cutting firewood.
That's what I'm gonna miss about that.
Yeah. Well, luckily this bar is a lot lighter, especially than a 32. It's, you know, you get the weight difference, just switch into a smaller. Again, I don't run my chains super tight. Come off and clean them. I use just a utility knife. Of course, this is my favorite one I use for when I was doing sheetrock. Just run it down the bar.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Go ahead and come over here. I run it down. Look how much stuff came out of there.
Pretty good little pile.
Another thing I like to do with these bars, of course these don't have the greasable sprocket noses, but I just run some WD or some liquid wrench or PB blaster just to help keep it lubed up. Did it?
Yeah, I hit that. I landed that on a branch and it popped up.
Watch yourself, look.
I'll be hitting my saw now.
Oh, yours?
The lighter one. Where's my hat?
I told you I gotta put that new handle
Oh,
in.
yeah.
I don't want it flying out, hitting someone in the head. Oh, those ones mine or yours?
Those are yours. I put mine in the front seat.
Okay.
Tell you what, my arms are dead from running that.
Running what?
The saw.
Are they?
A little bit. Just like, they're like vibrating. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
One thing we're gonna do is pick up that oil jug. I hate when people do that.
Yeah, there's a water bottle over where I was standing near that stump. So
I worked for a logger, well, there last year, and he was throwing his 5-gallon buckets over into the bank. Oh, it'll cover it with brush, and I got pissed at him. Threw them in the back of his work truck.
I just think it's just back to preserving nature and taking
Yeah.
care of what you pack in, pack out what you pack in.
So anyway, we're gonna get loaded. This video is getting pretty long, so. Well, we're all loaded up. We're gonna mess around, let Kels run the chainsaw and cut some firewood cookies, and yeah, get out of here.
Yeah.
So
Go home and get some lunch before we take kids to tryouts tonight. So
yeah, softball and baseball practice tonight, or tryouts. So anyway, we're gonna go back over there, get a log, a good sized log, and let her practice cutting some firewood cookies, learning how to dog in, and keep it in the revs. That's one thing. I think she's just a little hesitant to really hit the gas, but Like I told her, so you got to keep it in the revs. So.
Which is shocking because I rev my truck a lot. So.
Yeah, so anyway, thank you guys for watching. We're going to get safety gear on and go over there and cut some firewood cookies. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful day.
See you guys later.
The joys of having an office in the woods. Big cow.